Hey everyone, another Star Wars Lego MOC here. This is what I call my OG-1 Starfighter. So we're going to take a look around things. This is a little more of a unique or different looking ship. There's a reason why. I'll kind of explain that, kind of the backstory behind this build. And then we'll look at the features of this ship. So this MOC is pretty special to me. This is probably like 5 or 6 years old. And this is really the MOC that got me back into MOC making. I wasn't necessarily like out of MOC making, throughout, my childhood and teenage years. I'd, get sets for Christmas and my birthday, and I'd dabble in MOCs and, build a random pirate ship here or there, or some Star Wars kind of custom Starfighters, or I'd modify a set or something. But kind of, the zone where I am now with, building MOCs kind of all the time. I always have a couple projects I'm working on or whatever. This is really the ship that got me into my current phase of Lego building. So I oftentimes take apart a lot of the MOCs, mainly because I need the pieces and I want to build new stuff. The actual building of the MOCs is my favorite part of Legos. So this I wanted to keep though, and you kind of see, the greeblings maybe a little less refined, and sometimes I like the color scheme's a little patchy, but I actually don't mind it. But this is, probably like 5 or 6 years old. I think it was before COVID and everything. So anyways, we'll check out some of the features of the build now. So we'll look at the cockpit in a second, but let's first meet our pilot. So this guy is kind of a vagabond. He kind of goes from place to place with odd jobs or something, and this is kind of his ragtag patched together Starfighter that he uses. But it packs a couple of secrets here. So we'll put him off to the side and look at all these features. So first off, the cockpit, as you see, has these 2 hatches on either side. And they open up, and that's where our minifigure would go inside. It's a little hard to see in there, so these top hatches also open up here. And we got a fairly deluxe cockpit here. Try to get the best view. There are several different computer panels, like a steering yoke and a nice comfy seat. When I was building this, I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna get super creative. I threw some minifigure legs in there, kind of as like armrests and stuff, and I still like how that looks. So in the back here, there are, sorry, it's a little cumbersome here. There are 4 different side arms, actually 5 if you count that pistol up top there, and then a couple supply baggages and stuff, a couple backpacks hanging up there. So decent size kind of interior. I figured he wouldn't want to be, he's taking this for like long treks and everything, so it's a little bit of room for him to get up and stretch his legs. So we'll close up these guys. And then engines, there's kind of a massive central booster and then 2 pairs of side boosters, and this thing can go pretty fast. It has a hyperdrive built in as well. All right, so let's move up to the front of the ship where we see our weaponry. We can see that each side of the ship has these 2 medium blaster cannons, and then these missile things. So my idea is that these 2 pairs of blaster cannons, those are the main weaponry, and it has these 2 missiles that can be used as extra little oomph. And if he's in some battle for some nefarious reason or whatever, he can kind of play a little trick on his opponent. So he's shooting these, whatever, that's not doing the trick. He launches these 2 missiles, and it makes the opponent think that he's out of missiles until he opens up these hatches, and then these pop up. Then as we can see, there are actually 12 hidden missiles there. So that'd be kind of that'd be used for like a sneak attack thing once he tricks his opponent into thinking he's out of weaponry or whatever. He could even, fake like, one of the guns being jammed and stuff and falsely lure his prey into a trap and blast, these 12 missiles off. So that was kind of a fun little hidden feature I wanted to include in this. Another little feature is if you open up this hatch here, there are a pair of hidden sidearms right there. Just, additional little extra weaponry for this individual. All right, and on each of these sides, this is mirrored side to side, but there's these little compartments here. It's kind of hard to open, but we got another pistol there and some, coaxium or whatever you want to call it. In addition to that, there are these hidden kind of compartments here. You can just pop this off here, and we have an additional missile in here, as well as some more like coaxium or whatever. And this panel just slots in right there, and this kind of tubing just stays right there and kind of hides that secret compartment. And that compartment exists on this other side too, with the hidden missile and coaxium there. So yeah, I think that nails down all the features. I remember I was trying to get really creative with greebling and stuff, so I used some different pieces. Right here we have a rubber band. I remember I thought I was pretty clever for that use. I've seen it a bunch of times since then, but when I was building it, I was pretty proud of that. And this is, I've mentioned in other videos that sometimes I like over greebled stuff, and this is kind of the example that I think of in my mind. It's not terrible. It's certainly a different aesthetic. I like have things a little more smooth, but it works, and I was pretty happy when I built it, and I'm still pretty happy with it. Well, again, this is my OG-1 Starfighter. I call it the OG-1 because it's kind of one of the original ships I built that really got me into my current phase of Lego building. Probably kind of want to build an OG-2 Starfighter. I'm not a super better Lego builder or anything since I built this, but I've learned a couple little tips and tricks, so I think it'd be fun to build an updated version of this. I was thinking about like scrapping a bunch of the greebling on here and like rebuilding it and stuff, but I want to keep this. I want to save it, just because of its history. So I'll probably, one of these days when I have some time, build an OG-2, kind of an updated, modern version of this. So we'll see when that happens. But thanks for checking this one out. Till next time.